Every single day, an astonishing 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts churn through our minds, a relentless stream of whispers shaping our emotions, decisions, and actions. Here's the kicker. Up to 80% of those thoughts? Negative. That's an overwhelming tide of doubt, fear, and criticism we carry like invisible baggage from dawn to dusk. Perhaps you've already stumbled across the idea that how we talk to ourselves, both consciously and unconsciously, is the silent architect of our success or failure. Self-talk, that ceaseless conversation we hold with ourselves, is a curious force. It weaves together beliefs, attitudes, and emotions, guiding the way we perceive the world and react to it. Whether positive or negative, it molds our behavior and influences our mental well-being. Even when it's not in the forefront of our minds, this inner dialogue hums along, drawing from past experiences and deeply rooted beliefs. What's more, it doesn't just reflect who we are, it actively shapes who we become. And yet, this extraordinary power often runs unchecked, steering us through life like a rudderless ship. Forget the guided breathing exercises or calming pauses. This isn't about mindfulness routines. Instead, let's dive headfirst into something that truly matters: the undeniable impact of words, especially those we direct inward. Remember the childhood mantra, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me"? Well, it turns out the words we aim at ourselves have the potential to cut deeper than we ever imagined. Research proves the potency of self-talk. Athletes who use positive self-talk not only perform better, but also exude confidence in high-pressure moments. Conversely, negative self-talk creates stress, anxiety, and a crushing sense of inadequacy. Even simple word choices, shifting from "I must" to "I want" or "I choose," can transform pressure into empowerment. These aren't just motivational slogans. They're reflections of how our brains process language and emotion. Here's the fascinating part. Your brain responds physically to self-talk. Studies using MRI scans reveal that positive affirmations light up the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for decision-making, planning, and self-control. In other words, by reshaping the way you talk to yourself, you're rewiring the mental command center that governs your life. Most of us carry an endless inner monologue, a stream of chatter that meanders through our days. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes irrational, but we often accept it as truth without a second thought. Cognitive behavioral therapy has long harnessed this connection, teaching people to identify and reframe negative self-talk patterns. It's not just a psychological trick. It's grounded in neuroscience, involving networks responsible for language, memory, and emotional regulation. Yet, for all its benefits, harnessing the power of positive self-talk feels like an uphill battle. Why is that? Society plays a role. The concept of affirmations, especially in Western culture, has been tangled up in misconceptions and overblown promises. Think back to the mid-2000s craze sparked by The Secret and its take on the law of attraction. It claimed that positive thoughts could magically draw wealth, success, and happiness. Let's be clear, there's zero scientific backing for that. But dismissing self-talk entirely because of such pseudoscience misses the point. Many cultures have long recognized its transformative potential, though with far more grounded intentions. Hindu mantras, Buddhist meditations on compassion, and Native American philosophies of harmony all emphasize inner peace and balance, not as a means to manifest external rewards, but to cultivate strength within. Modern research reinforces these ancient practices. A study published in Psychology and Health showed that participants who practiced positive affirmations for 2 weeks experienced higher self-esteem and fewer mood swings. The power isn't mystical, it's neurological. Repeating empowering statements rewires your brain, allowing it to override the negativity bias that evolution has ingrained in us. Here's the hard truth. Negativity comes naturally. Our brains are wired to focus on potential threats and failures as a survival mechanism. Positive self-talk, by contrast, requires deliberate effort. Changing ingrained habits of negative thinking is like chiseling away at a block of marble. It's slow, labor-intensive, and at first, progress might seem invisible. But stick with it, and the transformation will astonish you. Give it a month. That's all it takes to begin rewiring your brain for positivity. For 30 days, commit to speaking to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and honesty. You can start small, jot down reflections in a journal, or even leave notes for yourself. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, not an added chore, but an integral part of who you are. It's not about winning the lottery or bending the universe to your will. Positive self-talk is about gaining mastery over the one thing you can control: yourself. In doing so, you unlock the capacity to lead a life of clarity, focus, and resilience. And that, in the end, is far more powerful than any external reward. So, take the leap. Embrace this month-long journey and watch how the simple act of shifting your inner dialogue can change everything. Until we meet again, let the voice in your head be the loudest champion of your dreams.